part 2 is amiss. So, this is where we left off. I think we're going into the human world, so check. Oh, nope. Okay, I leave, quite literally running for my life. Now we go. I'm not crazy.
ねえねえ、
Hey,
今度のスキーだけどさ、
Takahata
今年はどっかスケートも遊べるところにしない？
for this year's ski trip. Tsukuba Yao frowns at the suggestion.
スケート？
Skating?
わざわ
Why
ざ
go to a
ス
ski
キ
resort
ー場
to
にまで
skate? Give her a break.
勘弁してやってくれよ、つくば。こい
She's
つ
been
今
into
そっ
skating
ちにハマってんだ。
recently. Tanao Kaoji supports Yaomi with a laugh. Her sudden statements are nothing new, and it's Kaoji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. Oops, sorry. Didn't want all the way down. To Yao, they seem like a good match for each other. Sometimes it makes her jealous.
なんせ近江ってさ、この前この年になって初めてスケートやったんだ。
I mean, she's got started pretty late.
何よ。
Hey,
スケートしたことなかったのはそんなに不思議。
20歳になって初体験ってのは興味そうそういないんじゃないかな。
子供の頃はなんとなく怖かったのよ。あの靴、なんだか刃物みたいでさ。
Oh, they're talking about ice skating. Oh dear.
でもいきなりやって
But
滑れ
you
たの？
were able to just start skating?
お
That's
みちゃ
pretty
ん、
amazing,
すごく
Yami-chan.
ない？
要領はスキーと
It's
そ
so
う変わ
very
るもんじゃな
different
いか
from
らな。
skiing after all. You keep
重
your
心
weight
を前に
forward
出し
and
て
use the angle of the
靴の
shoes
前
to
のヘリ
steer.
で
コージにそう言われたもん
That's
だか
what
ら
he
さ。
said. So
騙され
I
たと
took his
思って
word
やっ
for
てみ
it
たわけよ。
and gave it a
そ
try.
したら
And
も
it
う
was
楽しく
fun.
って。
No, it's not fun. Oh, so it was a date. Yao feels a stab of envy. Kaoji and Yaomi enjoy their time together like normal lovers do. That's certainly not something to be jealous of. It's just that Yao's luck has been bad. I want to see Yaomi-chan skating too. Yao keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up her inner conflict. Yao knows that she mustn't be envious or blame bad luck. She has a special person too. It's because of a terrible tragedy that befell him that he doesn't spend any time with her. His is true misfortune, the sort that makes unluckiness pale in comparison.
だからさ、
So how about it?
ね、
If we make the
今度
next
のス
ski
キー
trip
旅
a
行、
skating trip
つ
too,
いで
it'll
に
be
スケート
twice
旅
as
行
fun.
にしちゃえ。でもさ、
But can you skate at a
スケー
skating
トは
rink?
スケートリンクに行
But
け
you
ば
can
で
skate at
き
a
るじゃ
skating
ない。
rink, can't you? Why
わ
go
ざ
all
わ
the
ざ
way to a
ス
ski
キー場に
resort?
行ってだから屋
I
内じゃ
don't
なく
want
て
to
さ、
skate indoors.
屋
I
外
want to
ス
be
ケート、
outside where I can
凍
skate
った
on a lake
湖
or
とかで
something.
そんな都合
Will
の
it
い
be
いと
that
こ
easy? I
あ
think
る
it'll
か
be pretty
な？
crowded. While speaking, Yao sneaks a sideways glance at him. Although the conversation has only involved Kaoji and Yaomi, with Yao supporting their lively banter, there are clearly two couples sitting at the cafeteria table. In other words, Yao's boyfriend, though there's still some doubt over whether he could be called that, is also sitting with them.
なあ、文則。
Hey, Fuminori,
お
what do
前
you
はどう
think? Maybe Kaoji sensed the pain in Yao's heart, in his usual quiet and considerate way.
どう
Oh, there's me. About what? The cause of Yao's distress, Sakisaka Fuminori responds to Kaoji's sudden query with a vague mumbled question of his own.
いや、
We're talking about this winter ski trip. You're coming too, right? Kaoji speaks gingerly as though probing a tumor. A few months ago, he wouldn't have hesitated to firmly rebuke Fuminori for his attitude. Their long acquaintance had forged a friendship that needed no restraint.
わからない。
I don't know, Fuminori responds bluntly. His downcast eyes and sullen demeanor make it clear that he has no desire to break his silence.
何か他の予定でもある
You
のか？
have other plans?
いや、
Not
別
in
に。
particular. Even Kaoji, who should be Fuminori's best friend, cannot communicate with him as he could before. It should go without saying that Yao can't find a thing to say. The scars left by the events of that late summer day are still deep months later. Each of the four bears them, not only Fuminori.
なあ、
Hey,
別に
it's
運
not
動
like
するのが傷に
physical
触るとか
activity could
そういうわけで
affect
もないんだ
your
ろ
injuries, right?
どうだろう
I'm
な。
not sure. I'll ask my doctor during
今
my
日の
checkup. As though that answer drained the last of his patience, Fuminori bolts out of his chair.
おい、
Hey,
文則
Fuminori! Even Kauji can't keep his voice from raising a little as he tries to stop Fuminori from leaving. Fuminori reacts swiftly, throwing his hand over his face as though trying to shield himself from something terrifying. Maybe some spittle flew inadvertently from Kauji's mouth, but that's the sort of thing that happens occasionally during everyday conversations. At least, there wasn't even enough spit for Yao to see clearly. Certainly nothing you'd be frantically protecting yourself from. Even if he was spit on, Fuminori's reaction was extremely unpleasant.
だから今日も診
Like I
療なんだ。
said, Fuminori snaps,
もう時間だから
making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends. Today's my checkup and I have to go. Even as he tosses money onto the table, presumably to pay for his coffee, he acts like he's touching something filthy.
それじゃあ
Later. With a hurried stride that makes it seem as though he's running away, Fuminori leaves the cafeteria. Still cloaked in heavy silence, the remaining three lower their gaze to the table, where the abandoned 10,000 yen bill sways forlornly. Looking closely, they see Fuminori's coffee is untouched.
やってられないわね。
Yaomi sighs, I can't take it anymore. But Kauji shakes his head reproachfully.
文則には
I think Fuminori just...
もう少し時間が
He
必
needs a
要な
little
んだ
more
と思う
time.
だってもう
But it's
3ヶ
been
月
3
よ。
months.
なんなのよあれ。
What's with his attitude?
付き合っ
I
てる
feel
こっ
like I'm
ちが変
going
に
to
な
go
りそうよ。
crazy hanging around with him.
俺だってわからない
I don't get it either.
わかるはずも
And
な
I
いと思う
don't think there's any way I can.
お前だって想
Can you
像つく
imagine
か
what it'd be like to lose your
あん
family
な
in
ひどい
such
形
a
で家
horrible
族全員を
way?
奪わ
That'd
れて
screw anyone up. It was a tragedy that could have happened to anyone. A tractor flipped over, crushing the Sakisaki family car into a twisted scrap. They said it had even been difficult to tell the corpse of Fuminori's mother and father apart. For a while it had looked as if there was no hope for Fuminori's survival. That he was able to leave the hospital and return to his life was nothing short of a miracle.
見舞いに行った時なんて
He
も
was
っとひ
worse
どかった
when
じゃ
we
ないか
went to see him in the hospital.
誰が
Remember?
誰か
He
も
was
わからずに
terrified of us. Like he
怯
didn't
えて
know
暴れ
who
て
we were and
ベッ
freaked
ド
out
に
so
縛り付けられ
bad
て
he had to be tied to the bed.
今は
I'm just glad he's
よ
made
く
it
あそ
this
こまで
far.
立ち直っ
それにしたって変
There's
よ
still
先
something
坂
strange
君。
about him. What's with the way
私た
he
ちの
looked
こ
at
と
us?
見る
It's
目
like
つき。
we're not human.
よせ近江
Cut it out, Yaomi! Kauji says forcefully, his words of restraint probably less out of empathy for his friend than out of consideration for Yao. While Kauji's kindness makes her happy, Yao also knows that, as Kauji says, she mustn't depend on it. Fuminori is the victim. He's the one who most deserves sympathy. Yao's feelings for Fuminori are her problem, and no one else's. She doesn't blame Fuminori for not responding to her immediately after she's finally worked up the courage to confess to him. In fact, she thinks even more fondly of him for a serious consideration of her feelings than she would have had given a quick casual answer. Assuming that, just because Fuminori didn't turn Yao down, they were essentially a couple. Kauji and Yaomi have had plenty of fun at their expense. However, he still hasn't given her an answer. After revealing her feelings to him, Yao didn't see Fuminori again until a week later, and then she could only stare at his severely wounded body through the window of the ICU. And when he finally was released, after 50 days that seemed like an eternity, he was somehow different. She's starting to doubt that he even remembers what she confessed to him before the accident. Now winter was coming, with her feelings still hanging in the air. To Dr. Tom... Oh, I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna cancel it, right now. I'm gonna stop here and start in a different episode because we're already, 9 minutes in. So, hopefully you liked that episode. I try to do a little bit more, different voices and stuff. This is still, my first, story video, so... Again, bear with me. Sorry if it's not that good. Hope you guys have a good day.